Why did you decide to have a summer project, and what did God do in that project?
Yeah. Um, yeah. So I think this goes all the way back to when I was in college. We had a smaller summer project at Redeemer that my college pastor started called Summer Discipleship Program. And we just did it for that one summer, and it was like pretty intensive. And we didn't do things like live together or anything like that. But in Lubbock, Texas, I mean, everybody's just a rock skip away from each other. So, but we did meet from almost like 9 to 4 every single day to grow in our knowledge of God in our head, but then also our convictions, our heart, and then us actually obeying Him, our hands. So, so I always loved that concept. And then when I was a college pastor at Redeemer, like I brought it back and did it a couple times in different ways. But when I got here, there was something about like just having a clean slate to kind of work with and being like, I bet we can pull this off eventually. So the first summer I was here, we did a summer internship where we kind of started to bring in some aspects of the summer discipleship program, stuff that I used to do into it, or things like a theology 1 class that we have at the Austin Stone, bringing that into it. And then the next summer, obviously we were in COVID. You guys were doing the global project, which was incredible. And so I remember hopping onto the info meeting for that with you guys. And then I remember getting on with one of my residents, and then one girl who's now my associate director, Addie, and Austin was the guy. And we hopped on a call with y'all just about how you guys do and think about like summer programs and summer projects. And I remember there was one line that you guys gave about just, man, how this could be so easy to do and plug in with your church. And so when me, Addie, and Austin got off of that call with y'all, we were just like, I think we have the resources where like we could get men and women in our church to actually do this. And then we can reach out to a few other people to fill in some gaps. And so we did it digitally. So that's when we started Summer Discipleship Program. But this was something that me and one of my residents, Austin, thought about for a really long time. And we met up about it when he was a senior, and I just gotten here as the college director, and because he had participated in the Summit's City Project, which is so crazy. I was like, I don't really remember how he kind of got out there for that, but he did the City Project, then he did Second City, which was just spending your entire summer overseas. So we've been planning and praying about like how we could do something like that. And it just so happened that COVID kind of opened up a door for us to start SDP and start bringing that into our culture. And then this past summer, we were able to do it in person. So we were able to have 19 participants live the entire summer together. We were at the dorms of one of the universities here called Concordia. And man, it was one of the best experiences of my life. I'm not even a college student. And we still have college students who were a part of that. We had 3 people who recently graduated. One girl who recently graduated committed to one of our church plants that just launched through our summer discipleship program. And we've seen half of the students who did our summer discipleship program be interested in what we're doing, kind of like how Summit has Second City. We're going to do SDP Unreached. So to where we partner with our 100 Unreached People Group partners overseas to send 8 to 10 students over there. To like consider like, man, what would it look like for me to like move here for the rest of my life? So the reason why we decided to do it was because we know that the summer is huge for people's like devotion and building habits. And it's a right amount of time for you to like, maybe not like for you to maybe go into the summer not having a consistent like time with God, and you can build that. You can build that throughout a summer. Community, accountability, sharing the gospel, all those habits. So we just were like, why not? Why not do this? Like God has given us like the time, the resources, the space. We have the staff. Like And I don't need to be teaching everything. We have incredible leaders at our church and people who would come in to do this. So we saw God do so much, so much in sharing the gospel. And just one point at Zilker Park here, one of the big parks in Austin, one of our interns who came in from Oklahoma State, which is so crazy. We had some students participate that don't go to Austin schools. They just found out about it somehow.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah. We had like 5 students who don't live in Austin, and one of our students from Oklahoma State led somebody at Zilker Park to Christ during one of our routine, just kind of like going out and sharing the gospel, and we were able to not just learn more and grow like theologically, like in head knowledge, but also like our actual convictions. We got to sit with like our pastors and church leaders and so many other people and ask some really tough questions that our students didn't really have proximity to do before. But then also in our hands, like, man, we got to go and serve in some incredible places and just hop in and participate in what people were already doing. So a couple of things we did. We went to New Orleans, which is where I'm from. And I've led a bunch of trips there before, but we worked with North American Missions Board and Jen Sin to do a trip there where we got to really just learn how to bring the gospel to a really secular place where there's a lot of different type of pseudo religions in there, while also serving underserved communities. And then we got to go to Clarkston to serve refugees, which was such an awesome experience. And then, there's so many incredible things I could say about SDP. So many things happen, but God's hand was over it all. It was, the best summer I've had as a believer, really.